Well, let's turn to Nepal now, where a high-level delegation from China has arrived to try and prevent a split in the ruling Nepal Communist Party. The country's in the midst of a political crisis after the Prime Minister dissolved parliament. Faced with criticism of his handling of the pandemic from his own government, KP Sharma Oli called an election a year early, sparking protests from one faction of his party. Well, let's speak to Anbarasan Ethirajan, the South Asia editor for the BBC World Service. Anbarasan, thanks for being with us. What's the political picture at the moment in Nepal? What's prompted this crisis?
There has been infighting in the Nepal Communist Party. This came to power in 2018, and both the communist parties, they merged, they formed this Nepal Communist Party. But there has been infighting between the leaders within this party because of power sharing, and the rivals of Mr. Oli accused him of mismanagement and also the way they handled the coronavirus pandemic. There have been a lot of protests over the way government handled it. People are very unhappy. The number of cases has spiked, and that has led to this political crisis. And Mr. Oli thought that his rivals could bring in a no confidence motion in parliament, and that's why he dissolved parliament and called for elections. And that has plunged this Nepal into a political crisis. And you have been having protests almost every day by different political parties, but Mr. Oli is very firm on his decision, and he thinks the northern neighbor China could back him up.
So what do the Chinese delegation hope to achieve?
The Chinese ambassador in Kathmandu has been playing an active role, which is quite unusual for China, because China always maintains that it doesn't involve in the domestic affairs of any other foreign country. They were trying to mediate between the leaders of the Nepal Communist Party for the past few weeks. It did not work out. Now, a senior Communist Party official from China has come here with a 4-member delegation, and both the Foreign Ministry and the Chinese Embassy, they're not giving any details about the schedule of this delegation, but it is widely expected that they would meet the two leaders of the Nepal Communist Party. One side, you have KP Sharma Oli, the current Prime Minister, and Pushpa Kumar Dahal, alias Prachanda. Previously, he was a Maoist leader. He's the one who is challenging Mr. KP Sharma Oli. And China is now trying to find whether anyway they can prevent a split in the Communist Party. And this has also worried Nepal's southern neighbor India, because now you see China is playing an active role in what was once described as an Indian sphere of influence. And you see the two big powers playing their game in Nepal, and that has worried a lot of people, because the more and more China getting involved in the Nepal's political affairs, the world's attention is turning towards Nepal.
Anbarasan Ethirajan, South Asia editor for the BBC World Service, thank you.